Hey, what's up guys? This is Anthony from Anthony's Customs, and for this review, we are looking at the Marvel Legends Kingpin Build-A-Figure Wave of Spider-Man Marvel Legends Red Goblin, which is by far my least favorite look for anything ever. No, it's not really that bad. It's not my cup of tea, but that doesn't mean the figure's bad, so we have some stuff to talk about. Some stuff is very nice, some stuff is not so nice. So let's go ahead and get this guy off the stand so we can take a closer look. This guy stands just shy of 7 inches to the top of his Goku hair, which makes him just about 17.5 centimeters. And as you can probably already tell, it is a Bucky cap figure with just some, well, it's Carnage, essentially, with a new head. So, and, oh, there's a tail. There's a giant tail. Well, it's better than Lizard's, but is it any good? Is it bendy? Nope. Is it like hollow so it's not real heavier? Nope. It's solid, heavy plastic that's not bendy. I don't know how I feel about that, honestly. I mean, clearly it's better than Lizard's tail. It's not bad. I guess I don't have anything against it. I would rather it be bendy, but I guess it's okay that it's not. So, I'm okay with that tail, and that's all we're going to say about the tail. Now, before we do get into the review, though, I want to remind you guys that I have a ton of reviews on my channel, many thousands of them. And a lot of those are Spider-Man reviews, so there is a playlist. If you're into Spider-Man stuff, you may want to check that out and see if you've missed any videos, or maybe I can shed some light on some figures you didn't know about or something like that, so that'll be right up there if you want to check it out. Alright, let's go ahead and dive into this figure. Let's talk about the aesthetics first. The red seems way too dark. Just gonna put that out there right now. I don't personally dislike it, and I could be wrong because I have not read comics with this guy in them, but going on this image, which is the one that Hasbro provided, this image, which is another one that Hasbro provided, and the fact that it's the Carnage symbiote, it seems like it's way too dark of a red. It's muted and dark. On its own, it looks great. It's fine. But if it's supposed to be the bright red that Carnage normally is, a nice crimson, it is not that. So you can decide for yourself if you like that or not. As for the black on here, they did a really good job. It's really clean. It looks awesome. The part down here by his crotch is uncomfortable to look at, so we're gonna look at his chest. It's pretty good. I mean, there's a lot of line work, a lot of edging, and it's very, very clean. Same thing around the arms. We don't typically see that. Is it perfect? No, but it is definitely good. They did a decent job. I am very pleased with that black paint. So, bonus points for that. How about the head? Well, the head has white paint on top of black. That's usually hard to do. Let's see how they did. They did a really good job. I think they used a little bit too much white and maybe made his forehead too big so he looked kind of goofy instead of intimidating, but they still did a good job painting it. The eyes are painted well, the mouth is painted well. It is a separate piece with coloring in there, but it's not hinged or anything, so you can't really get to it. Let's see if we can focus on the figure instead of my finger. See, it's painted well. It's not hinged, but still painted well, sculpted well. Yeah, I don't know, guys. For the aesthetics, I'm gonna give this guy, even though he's too dark, he's definitely too dark. As far as I know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, that's fine. I am gonna give this guy, I'm gonna give him a 7 out of 10. A 7 out of 10, just because of that dark red potentially being too dark. If that's not a problem, then 9. I mean, they did a good job with what they had, so bonus points for that. Alright, on to the accessories. We have one. It is his pumpkin bomb with the little anime eyes sticking off of it. Or eyebrows, I guess, because they're eyebrows on the main. I don't know, but it's done well enough. One accessory, it's done well. I don't know how to rate that. I don't know what else you could give him. 7 out of 10? 7 out of 10. I don't know what else you could give him, so that seems appropriate, so I can't fault them for that. On to the articulation. We have, oh, by the way, this I guess counts as an accessory, but it's not really because it's a body part. So I guess even if you count it as an accessory, it doesn't change my rating, but you do get his tendrils on his back, so still 7 out of 10. All right, on to the articulation. This is still their best body, not counting the Omega Red one because it's an entirely different type of body, but this is still by far their best body. Yes, it's overused ad infinitum, it's just way too used, but it's their best. So what can I say? The head fits nicely, it works well, it's awesome. No rock side to side, but that's because you can see the head fits on it perfectly. Like there's no visible disconnect from the head to the neck. That's how you should do it. Shoulders up, better than horizontal, full rotation. Ratchets seem like they're getting stiffer and stiffer. That's what she said. And the bicep swivel works just fine. Double jointed elbows are no problem at all. That's good. Wrist swivel and a hinge. That's all fine. Ab crunch. Yeah, I guess they could have done a little bit better, but we don't have any trouble going back this time. I still think they could have gone back further back in the day. I can't remember and I haven't checked, but I feel like they used to go back a little further, but you don't need to. That's realistically fine. Going forward is just fine. They could have continued some paint. That would have been beneficial. Not a huge deal. Waist twist is okay. Hips go only about 45 degrees out to the side. Not terrible. For a non-acrobatic person, it'll be okay. It's always better to have better though, and they can do it, so it's kind of a bummer. Going all the way forward, no problem. Going back, can't do it with that leg because of the tail. You can bring them back a little bit on that side. Thigh swivel is stiff, but fine. And then for the knee, no problems. Shin swivel, no problems. And then the ankle, wow, it goes all the way back. And not that far forward, but far enough. I think that's okay. And then you get a really decent swivel for the ankle rocker. So for the articulation on this guy, it's still one of their best. And it's almost perfect as far as like a standard figure goes without butterfly joints and stuff. I'm going to give him an 8.5 out of 10 for the articulation. Ab crunch could be a little bit better. Hips could be a little bit better, but you don't need them to be. An 8.5 is a plenty solid score. Could have been higher if the tail was bendy, but it's not, and it will impede posing significantly because it's such a solid, heavy piece, and it's in the way of posing. Okay, so final verdict on this guy. It's a solid figure. As much as I don't like this particular look, like I think they could have done a way cooler thing for a Goblin Carnage. The face just is not intimidating. It's kind of goofy looking, at least on the figure. On the artwork, it's not as bad, but I don't know. I did not think I was gonna like this at all, but the figure turned out okay. Like there's not a whole lot to be unhappy about. I do think it would have been a lot nicer if it was a brighter red, but it's still pretty solid. So the final verdict is, I don't know, 8 yellow googly eyes out of 10. 8 googly eyes. That seems like an appropriate score for this guy. Thanks for watching, guys. If you enjoyed the video at all, or even if you didn't, give it a thumbs up. That helps me out a whole bunch. I'd really appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, you might want to do so. I've got thousands of reviews that you may want to check out if you haven't already, or even if you have. So make sure you guys do that. Plenty of fun stuff for you. And in the meantime, keep collecting.